So all my marking is done for my darts. And what I'm going to simply do is now begin the process of connecting them and preparing them to be basted. So I'm going to look for those points. And just go in at the top point. I always go to the top point and the very bottom point of the piece. And that way it's easier to find the dart. And then you just go in. Find my top point. Just like we did with the muslin mock-up, you're going to go in and you're going to baste all of these. So right where you see the white line that I created with my tailor's chalk, you're going to go in and hand baste them. Okay. So you'll see I've pressed, this is the wrong side, I've pressed it. The markings are gone. Again, which is why I love that, the magic, what we call the magic or disappearing chalk. It does have a little bit of a dust to it. I think I'll cover that in the tools portion, but to me, the risk outweighs, the rewards outweigh the risks for me. I guess time will tell. But so now I'm gonna flip my fabric to the right side. So remember, my right side is that satin sheen. And I'm going to begin, I did the same thing to my two back pieces. So now I'm just going to connect it the same way I did with the muslin. I'm going to have both right sides touching each other. It's easier to see when you have the actual fabric. Like I said, the muslin, it's really a little bit more difficult to tell, which is where the markings come into play. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in and first, starting from the bottom, you'll do the same with the skirt, starting from the bottom, go up and attach your pieces. It's the best way to ensure that, especially when you're hemming, when you're doing a hem, that everything is even. It's easier to fix at the top, especially when you're doing a skirt or a dress, than it is at the bottom. So I'm going to connect my shoulder seam, and then I'm just going to go to the machine and sew everything up. And then I'm going to show you what to do, because now we're going to have all these raw edges. So we're going to have all these edges where it's raw and not necessarily the neatest we can do. There's a lot of ways to finish off the inside of a garment. I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. Normally I line all my garments, but I'm a little bit more familiar with the dressmaking process, so I don't want to overwhelm you right now with the lining, which is essentially just recutting the pieces and putting them in the reverse of this dress. But even though it seems like pretty straightforward, sometimes it can be a little tricky. So if you're not quite ready yet to go into like a full lining, there's a kneading technique that you can use that comes on every sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how to do that to neaten all of your seams so that you're not getting a lot of fraying at the edges. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Videos are uploaded weekly covering dressmaking, fashion, lectures, and more.